I still don't know what he says. Greetings, YouTube. This game came out a while back, but I didn't review it because, well, I thought, barring the developer massively screwing up, it's gonna be good. So I opted to do Valkyria Revolution instead. That was a good decision, wasn't it? So, full disclosure before I go any further. I still have my original copies, or at least of 1 and 2. I can't remember why I never got the third game. It's too long ago, I simply can't remember why. This will be my first time playing it. Like, ever. I've never even seen anyone else play it. I'm excited. Okay, so we get 3 games in 1. Duh.
It's Crash Bandicoot!
And the gameplay is just as simple as it used to be. You can jump and spin attack. That's it. Well, okay, you can also bounce on things. There's not really any more to it. Some boxes can be bounced on for more Wumpa fruit. Yeah, that stuff is called Wumpa fruit, not apples. Some boxes contain TNT, which explodes after a delay once it's been bounced on. Unless you spin attack it, in which case it just blows up in your face. 100 fruit gets you an extra life. Yeah, when was the last time you played a game where you had extra lives? The only requirement of the game is to reach the end of the current level so you can unlock the next one, and every so often there's a boss fight. Each level also has a gem to be earned. The only way to get a gem is to complete the level without dying and smashing every single box. It's harder than it sounds. The problem is, Crash dies from a single hit. 1 hit deaths. You can though pick up protective masks that absorb a hit each. Collect 3 in a row and you become invincible for a short time. There are also bonus level tokens you can collect to enter bonus areas. They're optional, but necessary if you want to smash every box for a gem. So between the original and the remake, not much has changed in 21 years. Coco's Time Machine. This is new. You can play as Coco. Oh, that does it. I'm playing through the whole game as her. Okay, I can't play this level with Coco. That's a bit weird. And I'm gonna lose a few lives if memory serves. Yeah, it does. There are certain levels that are just harder than others. Ha! I remember that. Hidden passage. Ripperoo. Don't tell me what to do. I mean, I already know what to do, but that's not the point. When I wrote Lad, we never had hints on the loading screens. No, we had to figure it out on our own. We died a lot and we were grateful for it. And you never heard us complain. Actually, we complained a shitload, but it didn't do us any good. We still had to beat it. They've replicated the look and, more importantly, the feel of the original game perfectly. Stop giving me hints! The High Road. Every Crash Bandicoot fan knows exactly what's about to happen. Shit. Shit. Shit! Now we're getting somewhere. Yes! No! Oh, come on, I made that jump. Of course that didn't work. No! I'm gonna die playing this. Yes! I mean, just the checkpoint, obviously. But don't let me put you off. I mean, as hard as that level was, and still is, most are nowhere near that hard. And down goes Cortex. So without trying to get all the gems, the first game took me about 3.5 hours to beat. Next.
It's Crash Bandicoot 2! Cortex Strikes Back!
This time round the game gives you some new moves. A crouch. which also acts as a slide when running, and a slam when used in the air. The slam is used to open locked boxes. It's the only way. Again with the hints. I've beaten 100% of this game back in the day, I'll have you know. Every single gem. You know how TNT explodes after a delay, or if you attack them? Well, nitro boxes explode if you so much as touch them, and you need to destroy them for the box count to get the gems. But that's where these detonator boxes come in. This time though, you don't have to complete the level without dying to earn a gem. It makes it a bit easier. Explains how I managed to get them all. This time, completing a level is not enough. You need to bring back the crystals, which are not the same as gems, but they're always placed in plain sight. Their purple glow gives them away. Huh. That's new. The bosses used to be accessed from the central platform. You use the platform to go between warp rooms and they used to attack you on the way to the next warp room. Now the bosses are coming through a portal in the wall. That wall was where the save load screen used to be, by the way. The game doesn't tell me what to do next. I mean, I know what to do next. You stand on the central platform and it takes you up to the next warp room, but the game doesn't tell me that. How many people have been stuck in this warp room for several minutes not knowing what to do next? The ice, it slows you down in this game. I'm pretty sure it didn't do that in the original. We didn't have green squares marking the approach to the speed tiles back in my day either. Let's see if the bear trick still works. It does! Why does Coco never get a ride? It's not as if she's an add-on, an afterthought, she's built into the game. Oh my god, these flight controls are awful. Jesus Christ! Can you tell I'm struggling yet? Wow, that was one of the easiest end bosses I've ever played. I don't remember it being that easy last time. But anyway, that one took about 4.5 hours to play through. Again, without targeting the gems. Time for Crash 3. I've never seen this before.
It's Crash Bandicoot Warped!
Ah, so it's a time travel game. You know, come to think of it, there were a lot of games involving time travel back then. Must have been the in thing. It kind of like studios and cinematic universes now. Changing boxes. That's new. I like the medieval theme going on here, by the way. Isn't Coco allowed to do anything interesting? How did you get into this game? Wait, Coco's getting a ride?
You gave Coco a ride.
Aww. I like the Chinese theme as well. Oh wait, I just walled in the box. Well, that never happened before. What's with putting puzzles in my Crash Bandicoot game? I was supposed to use the TNT box, wasn't I? Crash isn't supposed to make you engage your brain. Oh my god, the steering is impossible! Oh, now they can't swim. What is it, Egyptian death water? Blue gem! Another lights out level. Oh goody. And Cortex is gone for the third time. So like the last game, about 4.5 hours to play through this one, again without trying for the gems. All in all, the whole trilogy took me about 13 hours to blast through. Now, in all fairness, I do remember that this game used to be hard back in the day. I mean, like, I remember firing up the original Crash Bandicoot and taking like a couple of hours just to get to Papu Papu. We've had a lot harder games since then though. I mean, I remember when the big thing was when Tomb Raider came out, I think Tomb Raider 2 or 3, and they introduced triangles into the object geometry. That was the big thing. I remember reading I remember reading a magazine article on it. That's the era this game is from, where games had simpler controls and whatnot, and as a result they were harder. The game developers had to put more effort into coming up with niftier tricks for you to overcome because the games were simpler. It requires a surprising amount of skill to play Crash Bandicoot. It requires you to have a a deft touch with the controller, but once you get it, you don't lose it. It's not a game that responds well to brute force at all. This is one of those games that once you've played it, it stays with you. It's like if you were a Sega fan, Sonic the Hedgehog, or if you were a Nintendo fan, Super Mario. It's like those games. Once you've played Crash Bandicoot, it stays with you. And so to the score. Well, honestly, if you're a Crash Bandicoot fan, you may as well consider this a 10 out of 10 because it is a perfect, I mean perfect replication of the original games, or at least the first and second ones, because I haven't played the third one. I'm assuming that the third one's the same. If, however, I step back from the perspective of a fan and just treat this game like any old game release, a regular game release, I think this game does enough to justify an 8 out of 10. It's a great game. I was considering a 7, but it's held up really well. Like, the platforming still works. It's still a little bit twitchy in places, but once you've got the touch, you're away. It's colourful, it's simple, yes, but it can be challenging at times because of the various mechanics the game throws at you. It expands its scope as you go through the trilogy as well. You start with just like the spin and jump attacks when you start, and then you get the belly flop and the slide, and then you get things like the bazooka later on and the double jump. The game trilogy advances as you play, and you do feel like you're getting somewhere, you do feel like you're advancing. It's not as long as most games are nowadays, as I say, 13 hours, but the game is about 30-35 quid, and you're getting all 3 games in one package. It's not a bad deal. So that was Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy. Was looking forward to playing that one. Apologies for not doing it sooner. 8 out of 10, great game. If you liked it back in the day, you should already have it. See you next time.